Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. The best way is if you became a millionaire, would you keep working? I want to tell you guys something. What's going on right now is California's trying to figure out about crypto. My name is Ben. We're tons of balls. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the people's channel, home of the BitSquad, largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. I'm running at the gills today. A lot of stuff going on here today. Guys, we are going to be looking at a lot of different stuff today. We got Blockchain Backer on the show. Always love when he's on the show, showing a lot of his unique info that he comes up with. We got some big exciting stuff coming this weekend. We'll talk to you more about probably on Sunday. So make sure to check for that. My name is Ben. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto, as you guys know. What was that? Wrong button. Wrong button. I'm back. Guys, it's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If your clock doesn't say that, your clock is wrong. It is Tuesday, November 22nd. Getting ready to head towards Thanksgiving. What you doing for Thanksgiving, Teach?
Nothing crazy. Family things here, family things there, kind of thing. Little Wednesday night, little Thursday.
Yeah.
Nothing wild.
Well, we have a lot of employees that are from out of town that aren't necessarily going anywhere for Thanksgiving. So we're going to be hosting a lot of our employee Thanksgiving at my house on Thursday. So excited to do that. Better shirt today, bro. Like he likes the shirt better or he doesn't like it?
He does, I think.
He doesn't?
He does.
I'm going to change shirts.
Oh, no.
I'm going to, want yours? Yeah, bring me yours. Yeah, bring me yours. We're going shirtless today, guys.
Oh, gosh.
We're going shirtless on the show. This is Alex Jones today, boys. Alex Jones on the show today. Hope y'all are ready for this. All right. Can you show him the wide view there, TJ? You don't have to.
No, I
You
didn't.
don't have to. Here we go. Yeah. Today we are wearing our FTX Risk Management Department shirt. How big is this shirt? Is this a quadruple XL? It's a 2X. Why'd you get a 2X, AJ? Do you really? Is that trendy? Like the kids wear those? Oh, AJ's 30. He's not a kid. You're a longer person? That's cool. That's cool. I like that. Bring back the throwback shirts. We talked about doing that one day a week, maybe. We'll see what happens. Okay, guys, let's go and get started. We're going to get started on the show today, as you guys know. We do it every single day. 1.45 million subscribers on the channel. Hopefully, we're going to be moving up soon. Notice our new handle for YouTube. Someone has stolen at BitBoy Crypto, so we are at BitBoy Crypto channel. You guys will see that is, something going on. That is not a perfect size for me. Shut up. I see your comments. Don't make me go Tom Tiedemann on you. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's see what's going on Twitter. What's been going on Twitter? We're over 1 million here. Yeah. What does that say? No. We're not talking about that on the show today because we're not announcing that until down the road. That was for Discord only for you guys that were in that Discord. So yeah, we're not announcing that until it's time. So be patient. Okay. 1 million followers here. And watch for those.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see. 1 million followers. Don't forget him at Web3 Summit and DecentralCon next week. Let's see here. Oh, look at this. Do you know what this is?
Yeah.
This is the first YouTube video I ever made. First YouTube. This was not for this channel. It was for a different channel. It was a failed channel. It sucked. It was a horrible channel. I swear I was never going to do it again, but here we are. Jim Cramer said he was like JP Morgan. I love posting this picture like every 6 months. It's my favorite picture ever in the history of crypto. Altcoin Daily back there. Did you see somebody tag, I think it's Austin in a commercial he was in?
No.
Oh, go look that up.
That's funny.
I don't know if they want that stuff out there or not. I mean, look, the fact is, you guys know Altcoin Daily twins are actors. They've been in TV shows. They've been in movies, commercials, the whole nine. So there you go. Here's very important, guys. We are looking to do a story on the Albany. This is a place in the Bahamas, the compound where Sam Bankman-Fried is at. If you know any former FTX employees that have lived in the Albany or have been there, please make sure to have them send us a DM. We are very interested in this. I think we're going to be talking about this today with SPF. Are we talking about it? That where he is, let me see if it's this one here, FTX. No, it's not. Okay, so basically, if you guys don't know, Sam Bankman-Fried's been cut off at the Albany. They have that grocery store the picture was in, that's inside the Albany compound. He's not allowed to spend money there anymore. So they're starting to slowly squeeze him out of there. But we're very interested. If you have any information about the Albany, please reach out to me on Twitter. I read, and this might offend you if I've never responded to you, but I read every DM on Twitter. I had to go through them very quickly. There's been a point where I've been getting 200 an hour, but there's important information people have been sending me. So if I don't respond to you, please don't take it personally. I've got a lot of great messages. People saying they support us. They support what we're doing, telling us we've saved their family. People asking for money. Like, we see all of it, but I just don't have time to respond to every single one. I just don't have that much time in the day. But just know, if you sent me an encouraging message on Twitter, I have seen it, and I thank you for that. So, all right. So let's move on. Can we get 1 XRP every time Ben adjusts the mic? There you go. There's 3 XR ripples for you. Okay, so there we go. Let's get going. Don't forget catching up to crypto. Oh, you know what I meant to talk about, TJ, in our content meeting this morning?
What's that?
Nailing down the exact date so we can put it out for the tour. Take me with you. I can apply sunblock to the crew. Oh God, where to Miami? Yeah. Hey, Robin or David, whoever that is, y'all can send me a text after the show. I'll if y'all are interested, I'll send you a text. Don't forget your birthday from the Naked Canadian. Happy birthday! It was my grandpa's 81st birthday yesterday, so shout out to Pop. I literally got him to buy Bitcoin at the exact top in 2017. Literally the exact top. He made a lot of money in the last run, so he was fine. Catching up to crypto. Guys, make sure to check out the book. We're doing a book tour. And I've had a lot of people that have been asking me about other cities. Somebody's asking me about coming to Arkansas. We're probably not coming to Arkansas, but we might go to Oklahoma City, or we might go to New Orleans. It's closer than some of the other places we're going. If the book tour does really well, we might do another week later in the year where we might go. Like, I want to go to Seattle. Seattle didn't make the cut for the first one. I want to go to Seattle. There's Kansas City or St. Louis, maybe New Orleans, stuff like that. These may be cities we hit down the road. So just wanted you guys to know, we're going to try to go to as close to as many places as we can with a book tour. But the first initial one, we already told you guys the 14 cities we're doing here. Okay. All right, here we go into this. Basically, you said a lot of this has not been updated.
No, I was just saying we didn't refresh it so you could see that.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to show
right
this
there.
first. New exchange reserve data. If you guys didn't know, Binance owns CoinMarketCap.com. So, of course, Binance is going to show you their reserve. They have the most in crypto, obviously. So, there's other ones that have this.
Click check it out. Click check it out.
Okay,
It'll take you right to the exchange page, basically, which, if you didn't know, next to coins at the top there on CoinMarketCap is the exchanges option. You can see the ones with the coins and that check mark, like Binance has done proof of reserve. Coinbase, Kraken, US obviously haven't. KuCoin has, to Binance's standards anyway. So if you click on Binance, go ahead and do that.
Okay.
You'll see, there's all their stuff right there.
Not Shiba, not significant holdings in Shiba. Surprising. That's cool. And then you can see Coinbase has not done it yet. Kraken has not done it yet. I'm sure Kraken will. No concerns about Kraken, correct?
No.
I mean,
it's just
great.
And some of this is positioning. I'm sure they all have their own versions of what they think should be done and all that kind of stuff.
Well, they don't have it next to BitGet, but they publish theirs, I know. So this is a process. Crypto.com's got theirs on Huobi. And speaking of BitGet, we do have our BitGet trading competition. We're recruiting good traders to come help us with this. We did win the FEMEX trading competition, so we're going to try to win the BitGet one. We are positive. We have some positive numbers right now. We're not in the top 10 right now. We were. I think some people might have got liquidated on some shorts or stop losses hit on some shorts when the price pumped this morning. Is the background music still playing?
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
Several people are saying that it is.
Yeah, it's the problem with I don't wear the headphones. Okay. I got it. Sorry.
Thank you for the knowledge from Mr. Tibbs. Super chat. One question: the coins that were involved with FTX, the all-time high price, is that something that it can reach again, like ICP and Reef, or was the price being manipulated? ICP, the price was definitely being manipulated. Reef was as well. I don't know. I'm not familiar as much with the Reef price, but what I will tell you is that BitBoy versus Kevin on Rancho. I'll go talk to Kevin. I mean, that's fine. I mean, he might kill me, but whatever. As long as I stay out of the water, I'll be okay. Is that what they're saying? Are they trying to get us together to do a show?
I have no idea.
Or is that because several people mentioned that? Not this morning, but yesterday. So, BitGet. All you gotta do is click that warning. By the way, just saying you're an American. That's fine. Just click OK. It's fine. You can trade there. It's up to the long and short of it. You can't trade there.
Yeah.
So we're trading on the competition. Everybody's trading on the competition. It's just a little warning that pops up. I don't even know what the warning is. I haven't seen it, but I have heard people say there's something that pops up. But you just hit OK and then you move on. So, all right. So you trading competition links down below. You guys can check that out. I'll go over these numbers really quick, and then we're gonna bring blockchain backer on. 522 exchanges, 800 billion, back over 800 billion market cap, 70 billion in volume, not too bad. ETH dominant 17.2. The ETH hacker, who did we get the story about SBF is the hacker?
No, there's a confirmed wallet that it looks as pretty clearly is the wallet of the hacker. Still unknown who owns that wallet.
They said it's Sam.
It's connected to FTX. But
did you see the?
At least what I read last night.
No. This guy posted our Slack this morning.
Yeah, I posted it.
You posted it?
Yeah.
This morning?
Or either late last night or early this morning.
No, this was like 9:30 this morning.
Oh, okay.
Let me see what it says. Well, let's see. Oh, no, it is you. You did post it. You posted it at 9:16 a.m. Okay. So then you know more about the story than I do.
Yeah, I mean, right. Well, basically what that thread was saying is that, just some on-chain analytics finding a address known to be linked to FTX from back in the day, like and now it's clearly, so the strategy we were talking about dumping the prices but then making trades on a clean or a right exchange. Yeah. That's what it looks like they're doing. So you can see that the address there, it's making movements within 30 minutes, within 2 hours, that would make sense with that they would be the hacker. It's not 100% confirmed that it's Sam, not 100% confirmed that is the hacker's address. It's just looking extremely likely.
Randze wants me and Kevin to hug it out. I'm not hugging it out with someone that was complicit in crashing everybody's money. I'm not doing it. If you want me to go on there and attack him like an attack dog, I will. He's complicit in Celsius. All this is going to come out. Go check the videos of Kevin O'Leary saying Celsius is going to go to zero. Why do you think he was saying that? He's best friends with Sam. Pay attention. If Rand doesn't want to see it, then that's on Rand. Because Rand has good relationships with a lot of these institutional people. I don't. F them. I don't care. I don't need an institutional person coming on my channel. I don't need a stock market 2.0, bro. And I'm not saying anything bad about Rand. I like Rand. So I don't want anybody to be confused on that. He's got a different level of person he has relationships with. And so obviously when you're just like me and Alex Mashinsky, I liked Alex Mashinsky. So I was duped by him. Okay? There are people I like that I've been duped by. Kevin's duping Rand, period. Okay? Kevin literally complicit in pushing Celsius down. Why? He's invested in Sam. Check out WonderFi. He's invested in it. And people say, you know what? Even Rand sent me this. He said, bro, are you not concerned about defamation? No, I'm not concerned about defamation. If it goes to discovery, he gets ruined. Kevin O'Leary doesn't sue people. He settles. Why? He doesn't want the information about him coming out. That's what this is about. He doesn't want the information coming out. That's why Sam fled the country in 2020. Go look it up. He went to Hong Kong because the 2019 FTX lawsuit was going to discovery. They can't go to discovery because they're such crooks. They're such crooks that if the stuff in discovery comes out, not only is Kevin O'Leary liable financially, he becomes a criminal. It's a criminal act what he did. So all this stuff is going to come out, guys. All this stuff is going to come out. We have evidence of it, but it's a long game. It's a long game here. There's a process to all this. The hearings start December 1st on FTX. We're going to see what comes out there. We may be playing a role in that down the road. But no, I'm not hugging it out with SBF. I'm not hugging it out with Kevin O'Leary. I'm not hugging it out with Sam Trabaco. I'm not hugging it out with Gary Wang. And I'm certainly not hugging it out with Caroline because she may try to touch my butt. It's a nice butt. I'll just tell you. Okay. All right. FTX 16.1 or FTX BTC 16.1, Ethereum 11.28, Binance Coin 264, XRP up 5% on the day, 37 cents. Check out these numbers real quick. Curved out. Sorry, blockchain backer. Got you waiting. Hold on one second. Litecoin up 13%, up 18% for the week. Michael Saylor said Litecoin is probably in the same category as Bitcoin. That's why we're seeing that. Good for the Litecoin people. Maybe they will have a resurgence. Based on Michael Saylor, just like Dogecoin had a resurgence based on Elon Musk. Trust Wallet up 10% for the week, doing pretty good. So there you go. All right, let's bring on him. Can somebody come clip me, by the way? Clip this on me. Is Johnny in here? Or AJ? AJ, can you come clip me? What? Why is this? All right. Uh-oh. Here he is. What's up, BCB? Oh, I can't hear him. Can you hear him, TJ? Can you hear him, TJ?
Should be able to. Can you say something?
My audio's not working. Hold on 1 second.
No, I'm not hearing him either.
Oh, you're not? Are you on mute? We waited so long that the audio just disappeared. He says he doesn't know. Do you want to maybe leave and come back in?
Yeah, or just refresh maybe.
Or refresh, maybe refresh the page. Try to refresh. Man, that was a great. Somebody said, "Nah, Kevin is a good lad." There he is. There he is.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, did you like my rant?
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, man. We love it, man. We love having you on. You offer such a unique perspective, and your charts are not the average charts that people show. And that's something I really, you know what? People have been like, who are my favorite YouTubers? There are people that offer something unique that nobody else does. People that just read news and they can't give you a perspective, or they show you a chart that everybody else is showing you. Like, anybody can look at the Bitcoin 1 hour chart. Like, what are you doing that's unique? You do so much unique stuff. I think you do such a great job.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So let's get into it. I mean, obviously, we got all kinds of macro stuff going on in the world of crypto.
Sure.
But what's going on with the charts, or is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's it. See you
He's
later,
a chart guy.
yeah, brother. Yeah, dude. All right, let me go ahead and pull it up for us. Let's talk about it. There we go. Screen sharing. Here we go.
There we go.
How we looking? All right.
No, real quick, blockchain backer. Everybody wants to know why you use day mode and not night mode, dark mode. What do they call it? Dark mode?
I've done this since the very beginning, and this is one of those things that, there's certain things you're willing to change about your YouTube channel. Like, you'll tweak little stuff.
Yeah.
But like switching to dark mode feels like such a dramatic change for my YouTube channel that it would be weird if I ended up doing it. So I just stick with light mode.
Perfect.
It is what I've always
had.
Right.
And, I like
what
it,
I'll continue to do.
You know what? I like that you're not wavering. When people press you on it, you're just like, no, I'm going to use it. I like that. I respect that. All right, let's check it out.
Thanks, brother. All right. So Ben, obviously this is the thing that, you've been looking at, a lot of people have been looking at. You're looking at the time elapse of Bitcoin compared to 2014 and 2018. We discussed this last time I was here on your YouTube channel, that we had reached ourselves inside of the time window, right? So this is the time windows you've been discussing. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly.
Yep. Obviously, we've had our big move down that has happened here with the SBF and CZ Binance issues, and all that has come with it. So, check, you could give you all the credit there, man. Looks like we're still within it, right? Bro. So, when we looked at 2014, we looked at 2018, you still say we're within it, right? When I came onto your channel last time, we were looking at a lot of just like the technical indicators of all of it to look to see if there's any consistencies between 2022 and 2018 and 2014. And what we had at our June level is that we had already exhibited all of the same behaviors that had happened when the bottom had already come in, whether it was the 50-week and the 100-week moving averages having already crossed themselves. Those had indicated that the bottom was in. Obviously, we had gotten past the 200-week moving average, but that happened back in June. When it comes to oversold RSIs on the weekly time frame, we'd already exhibited all of those behaviors of what had occurred on the bottom. And we've even shown this before with the fractals, right? The fractals had lined up similarly to the capitulation fractals that had already occurred. So with the new move down that we've had happen here for Bitcoin, it is now deviated away just from the technical behavior of 2014 and 2018. As mentioned, we haven't gone down the same percentage. If you want to use this as the top, we haven't elapsed enough time. But if you're going to look at it from a technical perspective, there are certain deviations that have happened here on Bitcoin to make it different from 2014 and 2018 in regards to moving averages, oversold RSI, and structure. One of the unique things that happened in 2014 and in 2018 is that they did the same thing. In both circumstances, Bitcoin had fallen 70% for its first wave and then bounced 100%, pretty much to the T. The exact same thing happened in 2018. It fell 70% and then it bounced 100%. So we had really nice technical ABC corrections that had happened in there to then go on and hit our bottom after having all of these same indicators match up. One thing we haven't had happen in here is there hasn't really been this 70% fall, 100% bounce, and then heading down into the price targets looking for it, as we can see here, right? You can see in both of these how these bounced back up, which we haven't had. We've just had straight line down.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting to see that for me, this would be a concern for me. It makes it difficult for me looking at it from this perspective to say that we will bottom down here because of time and because of percentages, just due to the fact that all these elements that were the same during both of these time periods are not the same here.
Yeah.
I don't think that really gives us any clear answer to what will happen, but it's just an observation to say what's happening here is not the same from the technicals as occurred in the last two.
Okay.
And in addition, on the monthly time frame in here, we can see, let me take everything off of here. When it comes to like the RSI, we'll start there. Relative Strength Index, in a bull market for relative strength, you want to stay above 40. That's just kind of the golden rule for relative strength, is in a bull market, it will find its floor at 40 and then roll up and then find its floor at 40 and roll up.
When's that hump? When's that hump? The last hump? The one above.
This one right here or way down here?
The one above the top hump.
The top?
The
right.
top
This
hump,
comes in early.
BCB. Hump.
The top hump comes in
hump.
March of 2021.
Okay.
So we can see that the excessiveness of the market took place back in here, which we've had this conversation many times. Maybe your audience hasn't, not everybody in your audience has heard it. That just like we exhibited topping behavior, laser eyes, diamond hands, Wall Street bets, all that crazy stuff earlier on, and then we showed bearish divergence for that. But when it comes to the bottoms, right, when we're looking at it here, you want to find support above 40. That's just kind of the normal zone for the relative strength indicator. You know, if you go do research on how to read RSI, you're looking to find the floor of it come in above 40. We can look over here right now, and I understand it's very small. Zoom in. We can see our monthly RSI is at 40.18. So we are like at the floor right now to remain bullish on the monthly time frame for the rules on this particular indicator. One other thing to notice, like with the MACD, which is a moving average convergence divergence, is that when we look at it on the monthly time frame from past bottoms that have come in the market, is to see that these had flipped, and by the time they had flipped in here, so we could see the color change that has occurred in here, we had already bottomed in the market. And if we move over to 2018 and 19, by the time we had flipped in here, the bottom had already come in. And we can see in here that in 2022, we had already flipped, yet we've already gone down again. So this is another one of those differences, just even on larger time frames, to say there's some differences that have happened here on Bitcoin compared to 2014 and 2018. This depth and time, not different. All good.
I think there's a very important point. I got several comments here I want to make, but number one, the time frames are everything, and this is, to me, like, obviously you call the top. Everybody knows you called the top last year. You did a really great job on that. That's how I found out about you. Everybody was in my chat every day. He called the top. He called the top. Why should back call the top? And then over about a 2-month period, it was like, dang, he really did. You know, can you get rid of that Mr. Moof guy? He's only in here for some reason because you see what I'm saying? Get rid of that guy. But the point here is that this is what I've been telling my audience. Okay, get rid of that guy as well. No, that's private information. Get rid of that. Okay, so here's the thing. Last year, you called the top. We were looking for $100,000, right?
Yeah.
It didn't happen. But for 2.5 years, I've been telling people the bull run should end. Okay, I said specifically Bitcoin should be the end of September. The overall market cap would be somewhere between Halloween and Thanksgiving. Well, they were the same. Bitcoin's top was the actual top of the entire market, which was right in that range, right between Halloween and right between Thanksgiving. We were so focused on the number that we missed it. And I think what we're looking at right now is the inverse is possibly true here for the bottom, or the same thing's true for the bottom, which is I don't want people to get so focused on the number that you miss the bottom, right? You should not be looking for a very specific number. You should be looking at it in ranges. Like, hey, if it got below 17, we were going to put some money in. If it gets below 14, we're going to put some money in. If it gets below 12, we're going to put some money in. Don't be waiting for 9,900 because the time frame has proven to be accurate, even though the volatility in the numbers, there has been some inconsistency. So my encouragement to audience has been make sure that you guys are make sure that you're being smart and starting some kind of dollar cost averaging strategy in case we're wrong. I would say missing the bottoms is way more dangerous than missing the tops, because if you miss the tops, you still got time to cash out. You're of course never going to get ultimately the very, very, very top every time, but you're going to be able to cash out and make a lot of profits. You can look and say, oh, I made a lot of money. If you miss the bottom, I think people get frozen. Does that make sense? They're like, oh, all of a sudden it went back over 20. What do I do now? It's like, well, I'm wait for it to go down. Well, if it starts slowly ticking up again, then you missed an incredible opportunity down at $15,000. So that's number one.
I've been through that before.
Right.
Going through the 2017 bull run, I remember in June and July when we had our first corrections, I got shooken out in that one where Bitcoin went from 3K down to 1,800.
Yep.
And it does. It sucks. You don't know what to do in that circumstance. You're like, nailed it.
Yep.
Sold at 1,900. Look at it now. It's at 1,800.
Yeah.
Dummies. Oh, no.
That's it. We got Sheldon Albertson in here with Super Chat. Blockchain Backer got me in this game. He's the best to do it. Super glad you're having him on at XRP Army. Of course, we love having Blockchain Backer on. The other thing I wanted to note here, which is when it comes to the reason why we've not had those relief pumps is very interesting, because if you go back to 2018, excuse me, we got a very large relief pump in February, right? And then it went back down. And then we got a big relief pump around the time of consensus, which was in May of or the hopium of the lead up to consensus. In May of 2018, we saw a large pump, right? So if you do the math, you say, well, Bitcoin topped out in December last time. And so the relief pump came in May. You could say, well, this one happened in November, so maybe we should have had a large relief rally sometime between like March and June. Well, during this time is when Russia's going on, and then that leads us right into Terra, which leads us right into Celsius, which leads us right into Voyager. And what you realize is there was never a time for a relief rally. We didn't get it because I understand you're a chart guy, but you understand the obviously what this, even from a chart perspective, what this liquidity suck has done for the market. And it's like, we never got the opportunity for it. And what we're going to show people later this week, probably on Friday is when we're going to do this. We're going to show you guys the entire FTX scam, how they were doing it. And when you find out their method of shorting and how they were manipulating the market, which I would say FTX played a big role in pushing the prices down and not allowing for a relief rally as well.
It has been incredible that there's been no relief rally.
Yep.
That's just so bizarre to happen, and just truly incredible. And in dealing with these Luna and UST collapses, even before FTX, right? This is a unique situation on its own.
FTX was behind
people
those.
have gone through it.
FTX was behind those as well. We're going to put that out. It's going to become very apparent that FTX caused every crash for the entire year.
I look forward to that, Ben. You, of course, have been in the forefront of all of this.
Right. Thank
you. So, okay. And you may be right. And for me, I try to stay within my wheelhouse. And my wheelhouse is drawing lines on charts and trying to make correlations between things. And I appreciate your input because there's definitely been a lot of things I haven't understood when it comes to this madness that has happened in this market. So thank you for what you do.
We're not done yet.
Just don't crash the market anymore, Ben.
Yeah. Well, you want to know the thing is, we were actually trying not to crash the market, and this is what, people may have heard me talk about this a little bit, but CZ,
I'll show that you didn't do it. I can show. I'll show it.
Well, CZ crashed the market, and I'm not blaming CZ,
yes.
But we were working on this insolvency story for a week before CZ tanked FTX or FTT. Like we've been working on, we were working on it in a way that we were going to tell the story over several articles with NBC, with CNBC, and it was going to be a slow, methodical release so that people could have more time to get their money out. And that's why we've been telling people since October, get your money off FTX, get your money off FTX. Because if we just come out overnight and say, FTX is insolvent, here's evidence that we have, they're just going to come out and say, no, you're not. No, that's true. Caroline's going to put out a tweet like, nope, look at this guy. He's wrong. We knew it was true for a fact. And we were trying to do it in a way that was going to slow burn instead of the Band-Aid ripoff that we got. Ultimately, it was going to end up with the same result. But, we did our best to warn people. Like, we really did. We tried, we tried to get it out. That's why people get frustrated, because I can't just give you all the information that I have. Well, there's a reason that we hold back and we try to do this thing in a methodical way. So appreciate you saying that you support what we're doing. And I think, like I said, we're not done yet. We've got some big surprises coming for people, not necessarily in terms, we do have more information, but we got some stuff we're working on that people are they're going to absolutely love. That's going to be coming soon. So, but can we talk about XRP real quick?
Yeah, I've kind of got like a list of stuff to go through. Is that okay if we go through that?
Or is there anything
in particular you want to? Yeah, we barely got into it. This was just kind of the warm up.
Yeah.
Just warm up and stuff like that. When it comes to Bitcoin, let me get back to sharing this. Obviously, I still sit there and I respect EBAN, and clearly up until this point, we're still operating within that time frame until it's proven otherwise. So I can't sit here and say that it's wrong at this point. When I was looking for the top, not only, were we looking at structures happening in there, but for me, it was less so about time and more so about fib extensions. For people who know me, know my YouTube channel, Fibonacci extensions were the things that always mattered to me. And it was always about getting to the 4.236 extension. So we got there. But, we went through all the different things that have happened in here that have been different. Of course, what did we not have in here? We did not have Luna and UST. We did not have FTX collapse. Is Grayscale next? Please, dear God, no. One of the things too that was consistent with the past cycle of Bitcoin in the capitulation phase, which is now inconsistent, is that this is the supply of Tether. So Tether has been in an upward trajectory for its entire history. There's actually only two time periods since 2015, its inception, that there was a drawdown in the actual supply, and both of them were marked by depegs of the dollar, where Tether was no longer pegged to the dollar. And there's this moment right in here, and this moment right in here.
That's Terra Luna up near the top. Is that when Terra Luna started to crash to the top? What month is that where it started to fall? Okay, perfect.
Yep,
okay.
That is.
Okay.
So back in 2018, before Bitcoin broke through that 6,000 floor, we started seeing the supply of Tether falling, and then it fell down all the way to the floor. And then by mid-November, we're at the bottom. Bitcoin's capitulating during this moment, and then Bitcoin's bottom is in, and the supply of Tether starts rising. This is the only time in history where the supply of Tether was actually going down. We noticed that it actually had risen drastically. And then when the top of the bull run came in for Bitcoin and for the altcoin market back in January of 2018, obviously Bitcoin came in December of 2017, but the altcoin market January of 2018, you could see it just kind of started to kind of waddle sideways rather than such an aggressive rise. This is also what we saw happening here when we're talking about the false top theory and all that stuff, right? So the Tether supply was drastically rising up until May and June of 2021. Then just like in here, it started waddling sideways and then finally fell. These are the only two times in history where we've seen the fall happen, and the one previous time marked the bottom coming in. As we had this fall come in here, what did we have happen on Bitcoin? You had the moving average crosses, you had the oversold RSI, you had all the elements match up for what a bottom would look like for Bitcoin. And that we then went 112 days of Tether supply starting to come back. And that's similar to what we saw back in 2018, 146 days till finally took off. Boom, we have the FTX stuff happen. And then suddenly now we're setting another new low. So this is unlike 2018 in regards to depegging and in regards to Tether supply. So just another element to look at. One of the things when I originally came on your channel for the first time, Ben, is that we were looking at the bear market fractal that was emerging from the very top of Bitcoin. And that was this right in here. Right? Obviously a perfect match. This is from deep within the 2018 bear market of Bitcoin, an unbelievable match. So to give a little bit of hopium out there, One thing we've watched is, how will this behave in here? Well, guess what? We have finally gone full distance in there. So whether or not that matters at all, hey, it's finally gone full distance.
That matters. I tell you, man, like I really, we believe in that $10,000 to $14,000 range. I think it's going to get there, but I've been telling people, just like we talked about a minute ago, like we are right in the time frame. We are right in the time frame. Don't miss it because you're looking for a number.
Yep. So there you have it. The things though to think about too is that with so many inconsistencies with Bitcoin's price, I pray this is it, man. Let's move on with life. Let's get back to having good times with crypto. Like you, Ben, I do this full time too, right? This is what my world is around. I don't want to see something bad happen to Bitcoin. Of
course.
But I am noticing those inconsistencies that are happening there in relation to the bottom of 2014 and 2018. And just one of the things that I'm just kind of keeping in mind to watch out for as we're in this moment in here is, what has happened with Bitcoin in regards to how the ending came in here. That we had kind of the 2018 was a crash, retrace, reaccumulation, breakout for extension, which is very similar to what happened with Ethereum back in 2017. Yeah. Crash, retrace, reaccumulation, goes to 4.236 extension, pulls back down below the previous all-time high. Then just an epic bounce comes out of there. So it's one of those things I'm just kind of keeping in the back of my mind. But to add some more optimism in there, because I saw a tweet by Ryan Selkis, it's a tough year to be an optimist, but you know what? What else are we going to do? We're going to be one. What the things that we've been watching on my channel has been Wyckoff accumulation happening over here in the altcoin market. So while Bitcoin did set a new low, and many altcoins did set new lows, a lot of coins did not set new lows during this FTX incident that has occurred. And we've been watching for Wyckoff accumulation to happen over here in the altcoin market to see a revisit of the lows, which we have had, and we've not broken into new lows on the altcoin market. If you remember correctly, back in 2019 and 2020, we actually had Wyckoff accumulation happening in here at this time, and this was the C19 sell-off. This is as scary as you can possibly get. Lockdowns, worries of your health. Everybody thinking that we were going to go significantly lower. Ben, I'm sure you can testify to that when Bitcoin fell to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 in March of 2020, everybody believed it was still going to go lower after that. And this time period, we were going to roll over and keep going.
Such a great comparison. Such a great comparison.
Yes,
where we're at right now, feels like. Yeah.
Yes, and so we've had that, and so we look at this moment in here, and you look at the altcoin market now, and so one of the differences between this moment in time, this is a great thing brought up by a buddy of mine, TXMC, who's trying to compare the Bitcoin dominance, removing and including stablecoins. Back in this time frame, back in 2020, there was only $5 billion market cap for Tether. So here we are talking about Tether, right? There was only a $5 billion market cap for Tether. However, right now, or it represented about 5% of the market. Right now, the stablecoin market represents about 30% of the altcoin market. It's a huge difference. So if we actually remove the stable coins and you just look at the altcoin market, like without the big stable coins in there, you take out Tether, USDC, BUSD, and DAI, we start to look significantly more like what actually did happen back in this time frame when not looking at it from that perspective. And that what you call this in Wyckoff accumulation is that this is your spring phase. Utterly terrifying, just like what we had back in here. The lows are still holding. So there's some optimism there to say, that could be the bottom, Ben. and that's the last thing you think of when you're looking at, and I've already deleted all of that off the charts. When we're talking, we're talking about 2014, 2018, you're being in your time window. You wouldn't say that capitulation is actually completed at this point yet. You would still say there's probably a 30% drop still to go to happen in here. But when you look at Wyckoff accumulation on the altcoin market, it has somehow still held. It does still look like what happens. And we do have a terrifying event that happened in here, just like we did back in 2020. In addition, this was what the Wyckoff accumulation for the bottom of Bitcoin looked like back in 2015 and 2016, is that we did have the spring Wyckoff ending happen at the very end. That is where we are right now. Fingers crossed that is actually the moment that's happening in here. And one of the things I also talked with you about on your channel, you just heard you bring up Litecoin earlier. Obviously, Litecoin is one of the better performers today, and one of the better performers really during this whole movement. Litecoin has not set a new low. we've looked at Litecoin to see how long its historical bear markets had lasted, and Litecoin had already gone the full amount of time of what each bear market has already been. So we're way past that time period of bear markets for Litecoin and a lot of these altcoins. And what's interesting to see is that it's really a mixed bag out there. Not everything has set new lows. Litecoin hasn't set new lows. Chainlink hasn't set new lows.
I think I'm going to change my mind on Litecoin. I think I'm going to change my mind on it. I think, oh man, I'm looking forward with some stuff that I know is coming on the crypto market, on the regulation side, and it is going to really benefit Litecoin. I think there might actually be still an angle here for Litecoin. Maybe I've got to recant. Maybe I got to change my opinion on it, because looking at that chart and then knowing what's coming in the next 6 months, it's got a much easier road than everything else.
It's been a thorn in my side, Litecoin.
It's been a thorn in your side?
Yes. You know, Litecoin's been in my portfolio for 5 years, and, Litecoin's available over there on Robinhood, PayPal, every single exchange, yet somehow still struggling. But when we look at the altcoin market in general, Litecoin, right, not a new low. Chainlink, not a new low. Matic, not a new low. And the list goes on. And we have a lot of them in here that did not set new lows during this whole moment of what happened here with Bitcoin. And the list can keep going on. I think just in this list of 30, probably about 15 of them didn't set new lows. So it's really a mixed bag out there. So, fingers crossed, we've reached a Wyckoff accumulation spring. Those are typically marked by incredibly fearful moments that happen in the market. And one of the interesting elements that happened macro-wise was while the FTX stuff was going on, we saw a strong fall happen in the DXY. So pretty untimely to finally get that after a year and a half of upward trajectory and parabolic growth happening in the DXY. We see the spillover happening over here in the strength indicators, and the biggest move happened in a year and a half, and it happens to occur during the moment of FTX. But we'll see, man. It's certainly a wild time right now, for sure.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, you've given me a lot to think about here. People are in the chat saying Ben changes his mind too much. I just connected some dots, like right here on the show. In my brain, I just connected some dots. I'll tell you guys about it in a second. But blockchain backer, thanks for coming up. We got to move on here, but thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me on.
I'll try not to interrupt you next time if I see you have so many tabs open.
No worries, brother.
You get to a lot of great stuff. So, all right, man, we'll catch you later. Thanks a lot.
Bye. All right, take care, guys. Bye.
All right, this is what I'll say. Let's pump our bill right here. Let's pump our bill. We got some money flowing in for it, so that's coming. Guys, can you put are you gonna put it in the chat?
Yeah, I'm putting blockchain backer in there.
Blockchain backer in there, but if you could also post our you guys make sure to go check out blockchain backer on the YouTubes as well as on Twitter. Find the policy Discord link and put that in there. I'll tell you guys this. If you're in the Litecoin community and you're looking for an interesting path to relevancy, you're going to be super interested in our bill. And so go to our policy Discord that we have. It's our political Discord where we discuss regulation. We discuss what's happening with our bill, where the updates are. We got some really cool stuff with it. But our bill would benefit Litecoin probably more than any other coin, I would think, because it's such an easy move. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
DJ knows what I'm saying. So if you're in the Litecoin community, you're interested in that. And if you are interested in donating towards our bill, we do have a 501c4 for this. I think we just got a 501c3, or that paperwork is almost done as well. You guys can email info@hitnetwork.com. The easiest way, just go into the policy Discord, look for Crypto Wonk. He runs that thing.
Where's the best place for people to find that?
Find what?
The policy Discord.
To find the link for it?
Yeah, the link.
It's a great question. Is Ryan watching the show? Ryan, can you text it to me? I'll send it to TJ. That's it. You can find it in some of our videos, I think, but I think the original one wasn't permanent. I don't know where it is. Somebody can find that link. If somebody can find the link to our policy Discord and post it in the chat, TJ will copy it and pin it. Fair?
Yep.
There we go. Let's do that. But if you guys are interested in donating for our bill, we had a meeting with several people on Sunday about it. Info@hitnetwork.com, and I will hook you up with who you need to be hooked up to. But it is a highly beneficial bill for Litecoin for sure. I can't believe I missed that. I can't believe I hadn't been thinking about that. Because there's no way that one doesn't move over. I mean, that's the easiest move out there. So, okay.
I think that's kind of what Michael Saylor was getting at with his comment.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This aligns with what Michael Saylor said. So, Okay. The other thing I was saying while Blockchain Backer was talking that I meant to bring up was that it was before he was talking about Litecoin. He was talking about the bottom potentially being in.
The altcoin pump, the DXY dropping.
Man, can't remember what it was.
Not lower
something
low.
to do with the spring.
Altcoins not
it was something to do with the accumulation spring.
Oh, the Wyckoff accumulation spring.
Yeah, something to do with that, but I can't remember. I'm sure it's not important. We got to get the show going. So, all right, let's go here. We have Bitcoin pricing to lowest level in 2 years. Wow, wow, wow. 15.2 is what it went to, I think. Bitcoin shorts at 2-year record as FTX collapse make waves, CoinShares reports. And by the way, for this shorting, it's not only a 2-year record, it's also like a it's also almost a dollar like it's only $10 billion away, I think, which in leverage is not that much. What's up, Melissa? Let's see. Kennesaw love. Yeah, we love Kennesaw. It's a great place. Thank you for the super chat there. Women in crypto, thanks for everything. Well, good. We love women in crypto. For sure. We think got a lot of interesting stats on our audience recently. I think 15% of our audience is female. What do you think about that number, TJ?
That sounds about right.
Sounds about right, I think. Yeah. I think we have more than a lot of channels do because we're friendly to women on this channel. Some aren't friendly. I don't know why. It's crazy. Should be nice to everybody. Okay. The point I'm trying to make with this 2-year low thing is what you think about this. More evidence we're at the bottom. Okay. Look at it's the opposite of FOMO. Okay. FOMO is you're looking at a giant green candle and you're like, so excited, let me get in. The upside is gone. You've already lost the upside because the candle's huge. On the downside, 75% of people who are in a leverage trade are shorting right now. 75%. What does that say? 75% of people are shorting near the bottom? Doesn't make a lot of sense. The same way it doesn't make a lot of sense that most people come in at the top. More evidence. We are right in the time frame. TJ, I'm getting more confident than ever that we are going to absolutely freaking nail this bottom.
Yeah, same with me. I mean, we've got some interesting stuff to look at on the Basement Show today. I'm very similar to what Blockchain Backer was looking at basically each cycle, and the time for it, the days from the top, all that sort of stuff. And it's very easy to see diminishing returns when you look at that, but it's also very easy to see we're right in that range. A lot of big money people getting involved now that don't typically talk about stuff. So it's looking better and better.
Policy Discord on Trello, by the way,
every single day. Excuse me. All right, I'll grab it off.
Yeah. Cody, Cody, will you just send an email to info@hitnetwork.com with that, and it'll get forwarded to me and I'll fix it. Would you unban me in Discord? You send an email to info@hitnetwork.com and we'll look at it. But I will tell you, in our Pluto Alliance Discord especially, draw some hard lines with people in there. We've got some stuff we're going to be announcing on the channel in the next couple months. Probably not until early next year. We're going to be announcing what we're doing. We're done with negativity. We've given away. TJ, do you realize we gave more money away for Pluto Alliance than we made?
Sounds about right.
We gave away $1 million. We took in $3 million at the top of the market. Do that math, guys. Anybody who says we've not done so much, we've given away our YouTube money all year. What's that up to $400,000 now?
I don't know.
Giving it away to the people that hold NFTs there. And people are upset in there because we've announced that we're not going to be able to continue that forever. So, but I just want it's got to be addressed. It has to be addressed. So the point is, if you're in our Pluto Alliance Discord and you want to be part of what we're doing and you want to be excited about the things that we're doing, then we want you to be in there and we're going to have a good time. I don't care if someone spent $500,000 on NFTs in there. If you're negative, you're gone. It is a new day for our Pluto Alliance Discord. And I just want to get that out front and put that out there so people know, because I've seen people from that Discord coming in this chat today. It's ineffective. If you want to come at us, you lose. We gave away more than we brought in. You lose when you come at us. So it seems to be a pretty consistent theme here if you've been figuring it out in the world of crypto. It's because we bust our tail to give the most value for everything that we do. You can't beat that. You can't do it. So, all right. These Bitcoin metrics signal a capitulation event is near. I remember what I was going to bring up, TJ. Genesis Trading. Did they actually file bankruptcy?
No.
They did not. They did not file bankruptcy.
They were rumored to.
Can you pin what Kelly said? Yeah. Or copy it either way. Can you pin? Yeah, you can. There you go.
They were saying if they did not get the funding, they would have to file. They haven't done anything. No plans to do it imminently.
That's the hinge on everything.
And then they revised. Last I heard this morning, they revised the amount from $1 billion to $500 million.
I saw that.
There's also apparently DCG owns 64 million shares of Grayscale or whatever, so they have $1 billion worth of liquid cash in that. There's a lot of layers to it. I feel like it feels like at this point they're gonna be able to resolve that without having to go bankrupt. And like this, which would again fulfill the bottom, like this last fear marked the bottom, then they don't go bankrupt and the price can hold here even through another rate hike and all that stuff. So starting to feel, but I wouldn't say it's out of the woods yet. It still feels very 50-50.
Yeah. If they file bankruptcy, that's where we get the capitulation, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I think it comes. If they file for bankruptcy, that's where we get the 10 to 14. Now, think about this. Think about the inverse, okay? If they come out and say, we got the funding, that could mark the bottom. That could mean maybe the bottom's already in. I'm open to the bottom being in.
That's what I'm saying. If they come out and get this, if this gets saved, then yesterday was the bottom. Yeah. If it doesn't, then there could be a new low coming in.
Kelly Kellum got some incredible indicators coming to help everyone make sense of these charts. Serious Alpha coming, BitLab trading suite. It's going to be coming very soon, guys. We have proprietary trading software that nobody else has, or algorithms, indicator software, whatever you want to say. Bots, all this stuff is coming. Definitely pay attention. We're going to be showing you guys that here pretty soon. Gary Ginsler said he feels the same about his work that we feel about ours. Thank you, Gary. We see you in the chat. As Bitcoin address activity hit 6-month low, a day's BTC has this to show. A tower. Thank you. Is that the C? The
looks like Toronto.
Yeah. What is the C something tower? CN tower, I think. The impact, I've been to the top of that thing. The impact that the FTX contagion had on Bitcoin still seemed to be visible weeks after investors bid goodbye to their assets. When are you guys buying more ETH? That's a great question. We already bought some Bitcoin.
Yeah. I mean,
what are you looking for to test that 1,000 or go under?
I don't know if we'll get back under 1,000, to be honest. It's a good question.
All right. Furthermore, it appears many investors made their bond or their word bond and moving assets outside of centralized exchanges. That's why you can't trust the inflows and outflows right now. Perilous times here for Bitcoin. The circulation MVT had increased to a value of 239. So there you go. And this is the Z score. You can see. Look how low that thing went. Wow, that's almost an all-time low. Almost. Well, no, this is just for the last few years, actually. Did not go as low as it went from the crash in June. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Or that's actually the circulation. The MVR score is at a low, a 2-year low, it looks like, actually. So there you go. Crypto wallet downloads surpassed 100 million in 2022, despite crypto winter. This does not surprise me at all. Why would this be surprising? Everyone is opening up new wallets because they're moving their funds off of exchanges. So that's why you're seeing this. This is the type of stuff that, like, there's a difference. Cameron, thanks, Ben. Appreciate you, Cameron. Thank you. Bernard Berteau sold his GBTC until FTX Genesis ripples calm down.
Yeah, good call.
Good call. I think that's a great idea. It may turn out it's fine, but I think that's a good call. I would say on anything, one strategy altogether may not be the best thing. I would say maybe you should have kept a little bit, maybe take some out, but I'm good with the way that you did it. So crypto wallet here, guys, they use these headlines to try to imply things that aren't true. Like when you read this headline, TJ, what is the implication here?
I mean, I know where you're going with this, but I'm going to go ahead and disagree. I think it is a little bit. I don't think it's as bullish as maybe it has been in the past, but I think, and yes, I do know we're in a different macro environment, but I think more people downloading and using wallets in a bull market than in a bear market and then in a bull market it does show that the network is growing and that it's, long-term macro bullish. So I think it does mean something for sure. Like I don't want to throw everything out just because, of course there's more motivation to self-custody right now, but it's still extremely bullish for people to be moving to self-custody and more wallets being opened up when the price is dropping than when the price was going up.
Yeah. Well, I think that really what you look at is you look at the idea of why are they putting this headline out? They're putting this headline out to make it look like it's bullish, though. They're like, even though crypto's down, people are excited. They're downloading wallets. That's not the story. That's not the story. I understand your perspective on why you're saying that, but they're giving you this headline for a different reason. They're giving you this headline because they want you to think people are bullish right now. People are downloading wallets, which self-custody is a good thing. It's bullish in that regard, but there's it's just like the outflows. Guys, the outflows are not leaving exchanges because people feel comfortable with the prices. And that's the way it's always been. It's always been that way until this year. Now the outflows are indicative of we don't trust the exchanges. It's a different mindset. That's why people are opening wallets.
I agree. It's still a fear-based move.
Yes,
like
100%.
However, it does still make it slower process to sell if people wanted to sell. So if you're self-custodying on a wallet that doesn't have swap features, you're not gonna be able to panic sell.
Absolutely.
Which does, build up over time.
That is bullish to some regard. I understand what you're saying for sure. Okay. Let's see. U.S. senators ask 4.5 trillion firm Fidelity to reconsider exposure to Bitcoin in wake of FTX implosion. What? You have Elizabeth Warren posting letters, sending letters to Fidelity. You also have, I don't know, are we covering it today? Let me see about what this story is. No. There's also a letter from the Senate Bank Finance Committee going to SoFi. Because SoFi is basically, they're coming up to a point where they got to decide whether they're going to keep doing digital assets or not. Mm. So some people from the Senate from that big committee sent a letter to SoFi asking. Now you got Elizabeth Warren, another serial anti-crypto person saying, oh, Fidelity, we're like questioning what you're doing. You got exposure to Bitcoin. Why are we seeing a lot of this? Because they're trying to push a narrative of we're doing something. This is in the wake of the biggest collapse in history. FTX risk management department. People were asking about my shirt. You see it? Mm-hmm. What's been wearing an FTX shirt? Guys, this is a meme.
It's a joke.
It's a joke. It's a meme. It's a joke. But Sam, if you do want to send me a cool milli, well, actually, you'd have to go get it from your customer's fund still. So I don't want their money.
His parents probably have it.
His parents have your parents sell that $125 million house. His parents should lose everything too. His parents are involved in this. His dad worked for FTX. His mom is a securities lawyer. Okay? They're involved in this. If somebody does not do a class action lawsuit against his parents as well, you're missing the opportunity. Now, I'm not leading them, but we need more trustable hardware wallets. Only a matter of time before the government goes after Ledger. What are they going to go after him for? It's not an American company.
I would say, though, too, there's a lot.
I think it's a French company, actually.
There's a lot of hardware wallets out there.
Yeah. Is it French? Can somebody confirm that? I think it's a French company.
Huh.
Lawmakers weigh what to do with Sam Bankman-Fried's political cash after FTX exposure. Did you see what Maxine Waters said?
Mm.
What's that?
No.
Oh, it's crazy. Like, Maxine Waters, I've disagreed with her politically for a long time on a lot of different stuff. She impressed the crap out of me with what she said because she answered a question. Like, I can't remember what show it was on. I've got the tweet. Let me see if I can find it here. Let me see if I can find the tweet where I shared it. It was several nights ago when I shared this. So there's old Tom Tiedemann with old Mahi Mahi. Is it this one? Here it is. This is on. Can we play this clip?
Yeah.
Like, this is an incredible clip. And what I want you guys to notice while TJ's getting it set up, what I want you to understand is that this is something that actually I got to get out of full mode here. Let's see. Let me stretch it. There we go. What you have to understand is when she's asked this question, I want you to think about the way every other politician that you know of would have answered this. She gives you a straight up answer. And I was shocked. This is how bad the FTX thing is. This is how bad and how systematic and how many tentacles this stuff flows into everything else that this FTX situation is. You have someone who I believe she probably received some of the money for him, but definitely a lot of her party did. I can't say for sure if she did or not, but she's coming out. She's telling you the truth. And it's not that she would lie about it. It's the direct addressing of the question that I was like, this doesn't sound like a politician. And so, all right, let's go ahead and check it out here. All right, here we go. Hopefully everybody can hear it.
Is it going? I can't hear anything.
Wait, you can't hear it?
No.
I can hear it on my side. Huh. Let me see if I can, if you play it on your side, it'll play though, right?
No, it's grabbing the audio. It's grabbing the desktop mic audio for some reason.
Well, let's just do this. There again, at least hear it.
All right.
Okay. There we go. Oh, that's not working because it's in my ear.
Yeah,
That
I hear
was
nothing.
really stupid.
I was like, what?
That was one of the dumbest things I've ever done on the show. That was probably the stupidest thing I've ever done in the history of this show right here, other than when I thought that it was not parody. Thomas Conservative says, it is French, but there are pushovers, some international agreement. They'll give up anything. Okay, let me do this. Let me X out of this. And let me go into the chat, and I'm going to post the link to this, and then you can pull it up on your side. That will work?
Let's just play it tomorrow.
No, I want to play it today.
Okay.
I want to play it, TJ. It's very important.
I don't know if I'll be able to get that.
You can't play it on your side either?
I might.
Okay, well, hold on. I will fix this. I will fix this right now. I'm putting this in my hands, TJ, and I'm going to fix it because this is what I do. I fix things. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here we go.
There wasn't oversight and regulation of him and his firm because he was such an important donor to your party.
Well, what we understand about the election systems in this country is there are rules to giving donations. And when one follows those rules, then you cannot object to the fact that they give contributions and they follow the law in the way that they give them. But as I understand it, without the investigation having gone on, that there were contributions made to Democrats and Republicans. And certainly those contributions may have been done in an attempt to influence, but of course, we have to deal with that as regulators and as members of Congress with the responsibility for oversight. And so we will be a part of what is going on with these hearings and investigations, and we will do everything that we can to expose any violations that were obviously made.
Okay. So obviously, maybe some of y'all could hear it.
They could kind of hear it.
They could. That's what I want. Would you just kind of hear it? Here's what she says. Yeah, it looks like some of this money was not good money that was sent in. We can't reject the money. If someone gives them money as politicians, like, it's okay for them to accept it. But once an investigation is done and it's seen that it's fraudulent, especially that it was, she just says, he gave us money to influence things. Now, I don't think that's lobbying. I don't think that's a crime. But once his investigation is done and they go back and they're able to see all the things that were done, where this money came from, this was your money, guys. This was your money if you had money on FTX. So I could not believe when Maxine Waters said this. I was like, they're going to get to the bottom of this. And this is so bad that they're all trying to get away and separate themselves from Sam. That's how bad it is. They're all trying to separate themselves from Sam. They don't want to have anything to do with him. So we also have FTX it was under prosecutors' radar before the collapse. We were warning you. We were warning you. That's what we were doing. We were telling you, get your money off. Prosecutors supposedly knew. What were they doing? I want to say this again. Gary Gensler is responsible for you losing your money. Gary Gensler is the world's most failed regulator. Every person should file a class action law or should take part in a class action lawsuit. Let me see if this. Don't pop Twitter up here real quick. Oh, did you see this? Did you see these?
No.
Click that up there. Our interior designers made these are our dogs. These are in the house now. Look at those. Look at little Belly. Isn't she cute? But the point here is that Gary Gensler knew that this was going on, supposedly. The prosecutors knew, and they were just meeting with him. This is where the corruption gets really deep and it gets really dark here, because you start realizing they are not there to protect you at all. Let's see if Fred put this out. Okay, so that's May 9th. As you see, I don't think he's actually posted it yet, or is it? No, is it here? Let's see here. Major announcement, 8/21 PST, legal service. Lastly, if you go to the Huddle website, See if we can get to the first one. SEC will continue its march. Other government agencies aren't doing it. This is America. Coming destroyed it. Hodl Law, Fred Rispoli's California domiciled firm, filed a federal lawsuit against the SEC in the Southern District of California. It's a declaratory judgment action seeking relief from the court that the Ethereum network and Ether digital currency unit are not securities or investment contracts under the SEC's 1933 Act. Hodl Law is a crypto-focused firm, assists clients with digital assets. Extreme danger. Lastly, if you want to go to Hodl Law's website, you'll see a wallet address for Ethereum donations. Basically, they're going at the SEC. Hodl Law is going against the SEC right now. And so that's something we obviously support. You guys go check out Fred's Twitter. He's been on the show before. He had this major announcement. They're going after the SEC. If you want to take part in that, make sure to go check out hodllaw.org. So, all right, flipping through the stories here. Bankman-Fried's FTX parents bought Bahamas property worth $121 million. Let's see. Parents, $121 million. That's money FTX people should get. That's $120 million to solve that insolvency hold. Take it from them. It needs to be taken from them, for sure. If they're not named, if his parents are not named in a lawsuit, a lot of this media coverage you see that's pro-Sam, it's coming from his parents. Look at his parents' connections. Look at Gregory Ellison's connections to Gary Gensler. Look at the fact that SBF's dad worked for Elizabeth Warren. Look at his mom, political lobbyists that create a PAC, okay, which we have our own PAC coming. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
The Bit PAC. That's what it is. I saw the logos for it today. It's pretty cool stuff. Let's see. They bought 15 properties worth nearly $100 million. Take it. Take it from them. That's what I want to see. Crypto brokers Genesis is said to warn of bankruptcy without funding. They moved it to $500 million. They're looking for. Spent several days looking for $1 billion. Now they moved it to $500 million. That's a pretty big difference, isn't it?
It is.
That's a pretty big difference. You know, something to think about. Something to think about here is the more the price of Bitcoin goes down, the less money they need. Similar to FTX, similar to Celsius. The Celsius hole was 1.2 billion. It's only like 600 million now, 600 or 700 million. So if you're looking for cash to come in, it might behoove them to send the price down a little bit. You know what I mean? Something to think about. Falcon X resumes use of Silvergate's payment network. That's good. Crypto Prime Broker resumed use of Silvergate payment network. Guys, I think we're at the end of the contagion. I think. Now, obviously, there still will be repercussions that will come out. But I think as far as the spread goes, especially if Genesis is able to get this $500 million, which I do believe they're going to get, I think we're nearing the end of the collapses. What do you think about that, TJ?
Yeah, I tend to agree. That's kind of what I was saying. I think this is the last. Silvergate obviously is the scariest factor of it. And if Genesis goes and DCG goes and Grayscale goes, that could affect Silvergate. But I think we're getting up against players that are big enough and strong enough now to where they'll figure it out. I think they might even be able to figure it out with a restructuring. Like even if Genesis did go down, I think DCG could figure out a way to just cut that off and not have to unwind Grayscale, which that's really, I think, what's scaring a lot of people right now.
Kathy Wood's not scared. She bought 1.5 million in Grayscale Bitcoin share trusts.
Yep.
More evidence of a bottom.
And coin too. That's another thing I'm looking at. A lot of big macro people moving in on coin now that's down 90%.
Well, I get, yeah. I mean, you don't have to worry about being a security. Grand Theft Auto maker Rockstar Games bans NFTs on third-party servers. Ethereum Metaverse game, the Sandbox, to launch land sale with Playboy, Tony Hawk, and Snoop Dogg. Why don't they do that with us? We want to take part in that. First time it's partnered with multiple brands during a single land sale. They should partner with us. Why are we not included in this? We have the best land on there. California Dreamin', Galleria, Voxel. Yeah, I feel like Sandbox spites us. Like sometimes they don't treat us the way they're treating some of these other people, and we've been nothing but very bullish about Sandbox. They did send me a custom ledger. Thank you for that, Sandbox. Maybe that's where we should put all our cryptos, on our Sandbox ledger.
Maybe just the sand.
Crap, I just told everybody where it is. Dang. Mattel launches NFT platform via Mattel Creations, pivots from Wax to Flow blockchain. I'm going to not say anything about this. I'm just going to move on. Cardano sets milestone in its first stablecoin launches. Cardano has set a new milestone as Indigo, a decentralized synthetic asset issuance protocol built on Cardano, has announced the launch of IUSD, a USD-based stablecoin. And guys, here's what's really interesting about Cardano stablecoins is their protocols. They're not necessarily the coins themselves. People are able to take these protocols and build upon them. If somebody in the Cardano community can say whether or not that's correct, but according to what I've heard from Charles Hoskinson, specifically his comments on Dejed, I think that's true. So you look at these stablecoin, they're creating a stablecoin environment more than just one coin that everybody uses on the Cardano ecosystem. So pretty interesting stuff. USDA will be the first fully backed fiat stablecoin or fully fiat backed stablecoin in the Cardano ecosystem. Let's see. Reveal the details of the Dejed stablecoin release and next milestones in its progress. That's the one I'm really waiting to see. Cardano community, where are you at? Go ahead and put hashtag Cardano community in the chat if you like to type a lot of letters. Yeah, a lot of people say they didn't get notifications there. Are our numbers lower today than normal?
They're a little lower. I did when I went to bump the time, I bumped it too far. I went to do 11:45 and I did 12:45.
That's what it was. Okay.
And then I couldn't change it once we started.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool. It was TJ's fault, y'all.
Yeah.
I would much rather be TJ's fault than YouTube interference.
Yeah.
Speaking of an event at Edinburgh University, Charles Hoskinson, founder of Cardano, revealed that the company would launch a new token known as Dust to run this separate and privacy-focused ecosystem. Company's new blockchain named Midnight expected to be a better version of privacy-featured focused coin project. Should we get into this one?
Yep.
You think so?
I
say we do it. I like it.
I think it's worth playing with. Like, obviously, adding a stable coin to Cardano is going to let DeFi really start taking off. So anytime you can get in early on those kind of network things, I think it's an advantage. Yeah. Now's the right time for that kind of stuff.
So here we are. Real Vision CEO XRP has a real use case. Now, if you didn't know this, they're talking about Raoul Pal. Well, if you come here to Catching Up Crypto, you'll see Forward by Raoul Pal, CEO and founder, Real Vision Group and global macro investor. He did write the forward for our book. Big shout out to Raoul Pal for this. Catching Up to Crypto is a book that needed to be written, and there is no better person than Ben to write it. Well, we appreciate Raoul. You guys will be able to read the whole forward when the book comes out. I tend to agree with most things that he says. I've also disagreed with him on things. I don't agree with him 100% of the time, but definitely we think he's a person to listen to, and he's got a lot of good stuff. So that's why I asked him. He was the first person I asked. The first person I asked to write forward for the book was Raoul Pal, and he agreed. And so, super excited. It's always exciting when you get the first person you want for something, Mm-hmm. So think about how bad people should feel for my wife. Thanks, guys. The implication there was there would have been 1,000 people better than me, probably. That was the implication. It was a self-degrading joke. If you guys missed that joke. Recently, Goldman Sachs executive, former Raoul Pal, explained why he had no issue with XRP, the native digital asset of the open source public XRP ledger, which was created in 2012 by David Schwartz, Jed Mount Goxer McCaleb, and Arthur Brito. According to a report on the Daily Hodl on his channel, he said, "I've said this a gazillion times. XRP has a real use case." You know why? Raoul steps outside of what's obvious and what's narrative driven, and he sees the big picture. That's why I love him. XRP has a real use case. It's being used as a protocol. I think there's a gap risk higher if they get the ruling. There's no gap risk lower as much. There should be some speculation, but it's being used in a chain that's being used for money transmission as a chain that has Metcalfe's law. So I have no issue with it. I own a small part. So there you go. He says he's an XRP holder. How about that? He hasn't said a lot of coins that he owns, actually, to be honest with you. If you guys have listened, he says he owns Ethereum, Bitcoin. I don't know what else he's came out and said he owns.
Yeah, he would say generic, and a lot of DeFi stuff. He wouldn't really say specifics a lot, but I'm sure he has over time.
Do you have a period of time in the schedule for QA? If not, why is Adam so undervalued? Oh, yeah, we need to QA, quick hit /Q&A. Put that at the bottom from now on.
Yeah.
In-depth analysis, top 20. Yeah, I like Adam. I don't know if it'll be top 25. Yeah, top 25 is about the range where I feel like it should be. So there you go. Bank of America waits on sideline until Ripple versus SEC case settles. That's Brad Garlinghouse. Basically, what they're saying is, once they get this over, Bank of America's in. So there you go. Not shocking. BitGet registers in Seychelles. How do you say that? Seychelles. Yeah. Seychelles by the seashore. Plans to grow its global workforce by 50%. So you guys know BitGet, is the sponsor of our chart section. When we do the chart section, and obviously we're doing a trading competition. You guys want to sign up, but they've gone from a team of 450 to over 800 currently, 78% growth within 4 months. And I can tell you, one of the reasons why we, BitGet is our first sponsor we've had on the channel in a year almost. One of the reasons why we like BitGet is because, number one, we're responsible, or we are happy with the way that they answered questions we had on insolvency and reserves. They published their proof of audit or proof of reserves, whichever one they published. But in addition to that, they were highly recommended to me from some other YouTubers that are like, that I know in real life. And basically when BitGet came to me at first, I blew them off because I was like, another exchange, whatever. And then some people came to me and were telling me about it, the fast withdrawals, how fast you can get withdrawals. And that was like, when you get a personal recommendation from someone that you know and you trust, that's big. And so for us, that's what put us over the top with BitGet, why we like them. Tornado Cash developer to stay detained until next year's hearing.
Yeah, I saw that. But
Wow.
they cited it as a flight risk. But Sam Bankman-Fried walking around free.
Yeah. Well,
not a flight risk, apparently.
Sam Bankman-Fried had this man arrested. This is what you guys all need to understand. These are the type of things that people don't know. Sam Bankman-Fried had this guy arrested. Why? He wanted this Tornado Cash story to come out, which Sam, an avid user of Tornado Cash. Sam has washed more money through Tornado Cash than probably anyone else on the planet, just so everybody understands that, okay? He had this happen so he could put out his part one of his manifesto, where he first started putting out the idea of whitelists and block lists. He did an entire Twitter thread about it. Why? To gain traction for that idea, when less than 1 month later, he would put out his full political manifesto explaining why he's so big on blocking people's addresses. This was a setup from Sam Bankman-Fried the entire time. And I want to reiterate this. I want to say it again. If I'm wrong, Sam, come sue me. SBF is one of the biggest users of Tornado Cash in history. I know this, people that know him personally. Go look at Cover Protocol that he hacked. There's another $500 million project that him and his team hacked. Where do you think that money went, guys? They're washing it. They're washing it all day. I should know. I'm on the risk management department of FTX in 2022. I am the FTX risk manager. It's me. Multi-million-dollar short bet. I don't know if you can sue somebody from prison. I'm not sure if he can do that. Multi-million-dollar short bet on Curve. It spells trouble for traders. I don't know. Could be smoke and mirrors. Litecoin is fresh to 2022 high versus Bitcoin. But will Litecoin price have before the halving? So more positive stuff for my guy, Tom Crown. And then crypto lender Nexo sued for allegedly blocking $126 million in withdrawals. Wow. Why do you think they were doing that? I'm going to let people make up their own mind on that. I don't have any evidence. I don't have anything to say about, I don't know much about Nexo, but I'm telling you, when I read that headline, my brain goes somewhere. Okay. Any Q&A today?
Yeah. So they were asking if we could do another video on the ADA staking pool. I mean,
it said Ben and TJ. TJ, do you want to do videos?
I was thinking it'd be fun if you and BJ did it together.
Oh yeah, it would be. Yeah.
So
well, it could be me, you, and a BJ.
A BJ and a TJ?
A BJ and a TJ. Yeah. You could send him to me, and you could. I'm not going to say that. Go ahead.
Grant Gustafson, thoughts on AVAX or Avalanche? I think you said.
I'm sour on AVAX. I found there's a whole other investigation that needs to be done on Avalanche. I'm just going to come out and say it, guys. The guy who runs Avalanche is a fraud. Okay, if you look at what Avalanche did with Roshman, what's the name of the law firm? Roshman Fried.
I guess.
Roshman. It's criminal. It's criminal. So the same reason why I pulled out of FTT and Solana, which Sam Bankman-Fried is not Solana, his fingerprints are all on it, okay? I'm not trying to say anything negative about the people who work and build in Solana, the founder of Solana, don't know anything about him, but obviously his prints are all over it, and that's why people have a negative interaction. We also are never going to buy Avalanche again. So if you look at all of the big projects that were on Avalanche outside of maybe Trader Joe's, and this is not a statement on people that build on Avalanche. You have to understand the difference. The technique that, let me tell you, when I went and met with Dominic from ICP, the scales are lifted off my eyes with Avalanche. And I can tell you, I can't fight too many battles right now because I've got so many battlefronts going on. But I'm telling you, I'm watching you. Avalanche, I'm watching you. I see your game. There will come a time where it will be time to totally expose what's going on over there as well. So I would say potentially run as far away from Avalanche as you can go. I do not believe with the philosophy of the people that run that project and the way that they attack people and their separation from, oh, this Rushford, we don't know much about this, the Rushford law firm. F, you don't. Yeah, you do. You did it. You don't have a rogue lawyer running around trying to run other projects over the under the bus without knowing why you're doing it. So, Avalanche, your time will come. Did you see Mark Moss's video on FTX tanking because of a deep state psyop? Tons of evidence. You should have him on. I love Mark Moss. I have a lot more information on what's going on with FTX than Mark Moss does. Not saying he doesn't have tons of evidence. I'm sure he does. I'm sure there's a lot of good stuff. But I totally disagree with the idea that I'll go watch the video. I haven't watched the video, to be fair. I've seen it shared several times. Maybe I should do a reaction video on it, maybe even. I don't know. And we can have Mark on. You got to keep in mind, Mark is a Bitcoin maximalist. So a lot of stuff that he says is from a pure, like, Bitcoin only kind of worldview. Whereas that's where him and I, where we diverge in our viewpoints on crypto. So I have to see how that factors into what he's saying. But I love Mark Moss. He's a great YouTuber. You guys should definitely go check him out. I've gotten so much information from him over the years. And so I'll go watch the video and I'll see what it says. But here's the problem. And this is how we know that this is not true, okay? We know that this was not planned in order to bring on crypto regulation, at least in this time frame. No one expected this thing to blow up overnight. Maybe some of the stuff he says, maybe it reiterates that. I'm not sure. But the idea that this was set up to bring in crypto regulation for Great Reset, yeah, maybe 2 or 3 years down the road, it wasn't supposed to get blown up the way that it did. And that is what leads us to know that this was an accident. What happened was an accident. You have Maxine Waters admitting some of this money may have been fraudulent and for bad purposes when her own party received so much of it. They don't have the answers right now. They don't have the pre-planned things to say because of the fact this blew up overnight in people's faces. So I will go watch Mark's video, and I will tomorrow I'll come on and I'll have some comments on it. And yeah, let's try to get Mark on the show. Let's do that. Maybe it'll be in Miami. I know he likes going there.
Yeah,
so.
He probably will be.
All right, guys, that's all we got for today. Thank you so much for watching the show. Don't forget to sign up for our BitGet training competition. Don't forget to go to the Blockchain Basement. 1:15. You guys go check out that show on Twitch. It's live on Twitch. You get to meet a bunch of the team. That's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.